champ is here. I must be the greatest. The champ is here.
I'm going to continue to stand with the people.
The champ is here.
I will not lose.
I'm a bad man. I shook up the world.
Yes, welcome. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you are here with we. My name is EJ, and I got my man.
MH.
Yes, he is the DB of the show. And we are Black in Sports, giving a voice to the culture that won't stop and dribble. Here interviewing the best professionals in the game and in the boardroom, laughing at it all, covering all, while providing a platform to be heard. So you know what we do right about now, man. We got to bring them in. You know, they say bring them out down in Atlanta, so maybe that makes them feel a little more comfortable. But this Clark Atlanta University HBCU alumni is proud of his time as a Panther, racking in over 1,400 plus career points. All right, that boy good. As an HBCU All-Star, man, he was an MVP, conference champ, and I mean, now he's getting ready to take his talents to the next level. Please welcome and clap it up for Jalen Williams, a.k.a. JDub in the house.
How y'all doing? Thank y'all for having me.
Yes, sir, man. We're going to get right into it, Jay. So really quick, man, how we start our show is a shoot your shot moment. We ask all of our guests to kind of give us a shoot your shot moment. It could have been, early days. It could be in school, what you're doing now. And you could have won. You could have shot your shot and had a big outcome, or you could have, taken an L, what we call a lesson. So give us a quick shoot your shot moment.
I'd say a quick shoot my shot moment will probably be my first AUC rival game against Morehouse.
Okay.
I'd say my freshman year, that's when like everybody tuned in to me and see how good I was as a player because everybody was at the game. So I'd say that moment, because one of our other players that was on the team, he was a good player too, but he didn't end up playing that game. So it was like more shine for me, and I ended up having 30 points. We lost in overtime, double overtime, but that was my first big breakout game, 30 points as a freshman. So that's when the roller coaster started right there.
Let's go. I like that one.
Yeah,
and next time you tell a story, though, we keep the lost part out to the very, 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 very end.
Yeah, I mean, but it is what it is. I ended up winning a championship by the time I finished, so, I mean.
There you go.
That's all that matters, man. Opportunity presents itself, take advantage of it.
Absolutely.
Where'd your love for sports start?
It started young. Like, basketball wasn't even my first sport, to be honest, but I started playing at the age of 4, but I was playing, football and t-ball. So t-ball was the first sport I was actually able to play because they let you play at 4 years old. And then at the time, basketball came later. I played like 5 years old, but you had to be 6 to play in the league. So one of my old coaches, he let me play. So I was learning. He was teaching me the game as I was playing. As a kid, you just running around doing whatever. But once I started to grasp the game and pick it up, that's when I knew I was going to be good.
So you from Dallas, Texas, right? Am I correct
Yes,
on
sir.
that?
Yes, sir.
So when did you start listening to Chopped and Screw music? What age was that, at 5 or was that at 6? Do anybody still listen to Chopped and Screw? What? Give me what's the latest on Dallas.
The latest, I mean, I listen to all types of artists, but the Chop and Screw, I got my mom and dad, going to school, you sitting in the back of the car, you just listening to what they listening to. So I just picked up a lot of old school rap from them, just listening to them.
Okay. And I know my folks are from Dallas, and so that's every time I mention Dallas, I know my big brother probably playing something from Magno or somebody, Chameleon or something.
Yeah.
But football, I know that is a big love in Texas, and you mentioned some of the other sports. So what was your relationship with football? You mentioned T-ball, but how was football for you?
It was I had a good relationship with football. Actually, it was my mom. She was sad when I decided, to focus on basketball because I stopped playing going into high school. Because at first I thought like Carter, they had this rule, or they was like you can only play one sport or whatever, but they was making exceptions for me. Then one day I came from basketball practice and I was like, Mama, you know what? I don't even want to play football no more. So she kept asking me, she like, you sure? Like days go by and I'm like, yeah, I'm sure. But I absolutely miss it though. Like, watching TV, watching Sunday night, college on Saturdays. I'd be like, dang, I could have probably been there, but God got something better in store for me with basketball.
Nah, I feel
There
it.
you go. There you go. And you mentioned Carter. So I mean, you did you went to Carter, and people know Carter for football, right? Like there's a
Definitely.
lot of stories, there's a lot of great football players, alumni that you had that came out of Carter. Heck, I think between ESPN and 30 for 30 and everything else, there's a couple things that come out of Carter. But what was that like on the basketball side? Did you see or feel that kind of competition and tradition?
Uh,
Carter High School for that?
uh, to be honest, when I first came in, your mom, she only gave me two options. It was either you going to Carter or you going to Lancaster. My mom and them went to Lancaster, but she only gave me two options, and I've been going to Adele Turner and Atwell through Carter roots my whole life, and that's all I knew. So I decided to go to Carter. So at first I was like, this is not a basketball school. You know how everybody else think, oh, it's not a basketball school. I'm not gonna get no offers, none of that. I remember Coach Love was like, no coaches came in for basketball for real. So I was like one of the first to come actually change that and turn it kind of into a basketball school. I can say it's a basketball school now. So having coaches come in each practice, coaches watching me, play. So I say, my moms know the right decision. She told me, you change the narrative, you make your own path, and others will follow. So that's what I did, and it turned out pretty good.
So with the basketball, when did you get on the AAU circuit, and when did that part start for you?
I've been playing AU for a long time, but actually, like the actual main circuit to like pick up offers and stuff, I say around my 10th grade year. I got
Okay,
my first offer in my 10th grade year. I
who
never
was
forget that day.
what circuit were you on? Who was your what AAU team was on in Dallas?
I played on plenty. I actually played all the circuits, but to finish out, I played on the Under Armour circuit. To finish out my
Nice.
high school career, I played Under Armour circuit.
Now it's interesting. You said your mom gave you those two choices. Your parents are pretty big athletes, kind of growing up, and they played. What were the sports that they were kind of big in?
My mom, she ran track. My dad, he played football and baseball, basketball from time to time, but mainly my mom, she ran track for Lancaster, and my dad played for Lancaster.
So I guess family athletics, I should say, that's kind of the family business. How competitive was the household? As you were getting into high school and as you were starting to excel in basketball, how competitive was the family household there?
I mean, it was me like as a child, it's just me by myself. So I either try to play my dad 101. My mom, she trash talking like, oh, you get your athleticism from me. Then my dad, he'll make a joke. So it's definitely competitive in the household, but they can't beat me in nothing.
So I know Dad had the upper hand for a little while. When did you finally beat Dad 101?
He swear that's what's crazy. We talk about it to this day, but the last time we actually played 1-on-1 was COVID, and he claimed he beat me with a walkaway J. He always said I did the turnaround walkaway J. So he swear he can beat me, but he know not to play me now.
Okay.
I just bag him down the whole game.
I love it. I love it. So, your name, right? So, are you familiar with the Jalen Rose theory?
Yeah, yeah.
What's
That's
the name?
that's crazy. That's where they actually my parents actually named me after him. So I got to it was a dream to actually meet him and got to tell him like you're the reason that my name is Jalen. Now we're number
Well,
five, all types.
So you
So
answered two
Wow.
questions at once.
Yeah.
I was going to
So
yeah.
ask where to find. So you got to meet him. So tell us about like where you met him and how that was.
So he actually came. So I got my master's degree in business and sports entertainment. So he actually came to an event at Clark Atlanta. So I was able to meet him. It was few selected people to get to meet him. So I was able to meet him and then tell him like I've been wearing the number 5 since the age of 4, and you're the reason that my name is Jalen and I wear that number. And so I got to take a picture with him and send it to my parents. So it was a good experience.
Crazy, because he says that the name originated with his mom's. That it started with him.
Yeah, and
There's a
then we
lot
got
of
like the
Jalen's.
similar, similar
Yeah,
body frame,
yeah.
like similar place.
Similar
So
height. Yeah,
yeah,
you a
it
lefty
was
too, right?
yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah. So he a lefty too. That's cool, man. That's cool. That's real cool. When did you start kind of really developing your game? Are you more a scorer, you a distributor? What's kind of your game? I guess in high school, when did you start really developing that this is Jalen's game?
Yeah, I say now my game is balanced. Like coming up, I always knew how to shoot, so that's stuck with me. But I was a late bloomer. I didn't start growing to like my 10th, 11th grade year, so I was always short. Like you can see, it's a video on YouTube. I was at a Pangos All American camp, and all of them, Tyrese Maxey, Charles Bassett, they all big, older than me, but I still showcase my talent. But I was always short, so my IQ kind of played a role because they was forcing me to play point guard. So I was playing point guard because I was short, but I always knew how to shoot. Then once I started growing, I started dunking, getting more athletic. Then it transferred. I was always like I was slow on defense. Like I wasn't playing defense, of course. But as I got bigger and faster and stronger, it transferred over to the defensive side. So now I was able to guard, 1 through 4, or having to, if I get switched on a big, having to guard them. So just going, getting older and developing and learning, the game of basketball, it helps your game as well. So I say my game is more balanced. I can do pretty much anything a coach asks me to do.
Yeah, man. All right, so just getting into it, right? What was the recruiting like for you, man? Like, and then how did you ultimately choose Clark Atlanta? Was it something the mom's like you only got a couple choices? But no,
No.
I'm joking with you on that. But yeah, tell us about like the recruiting process for you. How did that go?
I want to say it wasn't hard because, like I told you, my mindset was when I first got into school, like I don't know if I'm gonna get offers from here, but then leaving school, I got D1 offers from this school, D1 offer from this school, like just different offers from different schools. So it was just a decision. COVID ended up happening, so the COVID kind of messed up a lot of things to go on visits and all that. So it was just really like betting on yourself, but. I knew I didn't to be honest, I didn't even know about Clark Atlanta University. Like I heard, you hear the name, but I didn't know because, I'm in Texas, so that's in Georgia. But how big it is to this day is amazing. So I was, going to Carter, it's just black and Hispanics. That's it. So I was more comfortable with what I knew, which is black people. So I just chose like, okay, I'm gonna go to Clark Atlanta, and I'm gonna just like high school. I'm gonna start my own path, and people will follow. So that's what I
So,
did. And
so was Clark out the gate, like, so did you just do some research and like, how did you initially hear about it? Was it just something that you was like, okay, I want to see what basketball is like in Georgia, or did you do like top HBCUs? Or was it like something where you even said, hey, where can I play? Or I feel I can make the most impact. How did you come to Clark Atlanta, out of all the top HBCU programs?
it was definitely I did my research and then where I make an impact because like I was the first one from Carter to go to Clark, and now I can name like 5 people from my high school that chose that route and see what I did, and
That's
that's all it's about, just making the community grow. They see one thing, they see one person doing the right thing and they want to follow. So I definitely did my research on Clark Atlanta, and then on the basketball part, it was just like where I would make an impact from.
Now, did you have your senior season? Because I know you mentioned COVID. Were you able to compete, or how did that work?
Oh yeah, I played my senior season. We ended
Okay.
up losing in the playoffs, but it didn't matter. But I ended up having my senior season.
So much respect to athletes. I mean, EJ and I, played ball in the Old Testament of of yesteryear. But I can imagine kind of going through that process of selecting this college and not knowing what your next steps are going to be while doing with the global pandemic. So, kudos to you. But talk to us about that part mentally. what that played, how your family supported you through that time to ultimately, get to where you are now.
I joke with my parents. I call the pandemic. I say it felt like prison. Like you just everybody, you just sitting in the house. You're doing the same routine. You can't do much. It was uh, that experience was, and then when you look up, we was in there for like 2 years. So it was definitely a strong experience. But family. That's where you grow closer with your family. You get to talk to them. Thank God that your family healthy. So that experience was tough, but we overcame it, and they helped me with the school too by doing research, like I said once before, doing a lot of research just to make sure this is the right home for me for the next 4 years. So
Now, and I always feel that there was a lot of probably athletes that lost opportunities there because they didn't take that extra step to do some research or develop their game or learn about their
definitely.
bodies while you're at home. So seeing the progressions that you've made and obviously the accolades that you made, clearly you made some decisions during that time to better yourself physically and emotionally. So what are some of the things that you did to continue to develop your game during that tough time?
Well, I definitely had a connection with a gym, but it was different. You got to go in at certain hours, come home, wash. You can't come in contact with nobody. So I definitely had a routine, but I was still able to, get my work in, run. So a quick fun fact story: going to Clark, I didn't, I'm a freshman coming. I'm a freshman just getting out of high school. Everybody older, so we had a scrimmage. The first scrimmage, I surprisingly did good. So from then, I never got the chance to sit and learn like a freshman. Like I was learning as I was playing. So that was a that was a big step into maturity to me, because it was like I just came from high school playing against high school people dominating. Now this is my first actual game, and I'm starting with 24-year-old, 23-year-olds at the time. So it was definitely a big step in my life to just mature.
What was it like, the interactions with, some of the Clark staff, right? Like, so, part of your research, or, and like you said, not getting all of the visits that you normally get during the recruiting. People, some people know the recruiting process, but others don't, and you get a couple of visits. What was it like, that initial interaction, like coming in as a freshman and playing as a freshman? That's huge. You know what I mean? So what were some of the kind of things you noticed early on, or just what made Clark the place for you, just by the coaches and the staff?
Uh, Clark is, like I always say, it's like a big family. Everybody know, like to this day, everybody know me, even from the lunch ladies, the janitors. It's just a nice environment that any black person or anybody want to be a part of. They treat you, they bring you in, embrace you. If you're having a bad day, they'll talk to you. So Clark definitely is family, not just from the sports standpoint, but like the teachers, the faculty, the staff, like everything. They help. We all help each other. It's like a big community, and we all help each other. If you need help with this, we'll try the best to our ability to come up with the solutions to help you for this. If you need help with that, we can give a phone call. It's all about connections. So Clark Atlanta, they're big on there. The motto is find a way or make one, and they definitely, stick from that motto. So Clark is number one in my heart always.
Yeah, man, I like that, EJ. I think we got something right
All right,
there.
I got something.
I think you got some. Then, what was your welcome to kind of college moment as freshman getting into it? I remember, quick story of me. I went to a small Division 1 playing football, and we had a guy named Vince Jackson. Rest in peace, Vince. Played the NFL for a number of years or anything like that. But we had a shuttle test we had to get on campus, and I was like, okay, I'll be good on the shuttle test if I can beat Vince Jackson. He was a tall, light-skinned dude, and so I beat who I thought was Vince Jackson, but Vince Jackson wasn't even there. He was doing some media day stuff. So that was kind of like my welcome to like, oh, okay, when he showed up, that's the real guy. So what was your welcome to college moment?
Mine's is kind of different. I say my welcome to college moment was my first actually college game. Like I said, I started my first game, so it was butterflies. So I remember telling my mom, I never forget, we played Valdosta State at Fort Valley. So I never forget, I told my mom, Like soon as the jump ball went up, it was like the pace and stuff was totally different. Like they was faster, stronger. And I was like, I ended with 18 points or 20 points. I had a double double my first game. That's what's crazy. But it
Okay.
was still like the quickness and the physicality.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's gonna take me a while. But it once you continue playing, it took me to get adjusted. It took me like the third, fourth game.
Hmm.
So, but that was definitely a welcome because I remember after the game, I'm hurting, my body hurt. Them boys was big.
So I mean, I guess talk about that. I mean, it's not often that a freshman comes in and just right off the bat is in the starting
Double-double.
lineup getting double doubles. So how did you make it to the starting five so quick, and what was that like?
Uh, I guess because coach seen my determination. Like I always every day practice. I mean, of course, players had their days. They don't feel like doing this or doing that. But I was try my best in my ability to practice hard every day, make sure everybody else is straight. Cause it took me a minute because coming in, I wasn't like the vocal type of person. Like I was quiet, laid back, but it took me took me a minute to adjust to my teammates, know who I'm talking to, how to deal with them. So like I said, playing my freshman year and learning as I was playing is probably the best thing for me.
Shout out to the upperclassmen, bro, because them brothers
Yeah.
maybe some haters too. Shout out to them.
Could definitely be some haters and want to haze you and put you through stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Now, see, I can't say I never,
uh-oh.
I
Yeah.
never,
Here.
I never had
Yeah.
to go through that. I never had to,
Oh,
my four
okay.
years. I never had to go through that. So I say that was a bullet that I dodged. I didn't
So
have to go
so
through
you a wing? You start off a wing or the lead guard, or what was your
So my
spot?
freshman year, I played, on the ball and off the ball from time to time. But when
Okay.
I had to play, full time point guard, that was my sophomore year.
Okay.
So my sophomore year, I had to play full time point guard. Then my junior year, that was when I like adversity hit me because we recruited. So the first 2 years we had like kind of like a losing season, but then my junior year, that's just when we won. That's when we won the championship. So with winning it comes with sacrifices. So I was just learning. That was another stage in my life to learn how to sacrifice. Cause that from my freshman and sophomore year, I started every game. But then junior year, my coach, like even like the first player to the last player on the bench. And a point in time they came off the bench. Like he didn't have the same lineup. So that was just a different, I might start this game and get pulled out the first 2 minutes to get another rotation, or I might come off the bench and play the whole game. So just adjusting the different, scenarios was a battle to me, but I overcame it. We ended up winning, and then to bounce back, went back to back my senior year, back to back conference, and I started every game my senior year. So just to learn, like it was different phases as I went through my college career.
So what were you going through during that adversity? Like, what did you learn from that, right? Like, that can be hard, right? You come in as
No,
a freshman,
definitely,
right?
definitely,
Putting buckets up, on the court.
definitely.
And then, you start, you change, you see the dynamic of the team changing. You guys are starting to win. And you're like, hold on, coach. If you want to win, put Booby in, right? So it's like you guys seeing that success, and then coach switches it up, man. So what did you learn, or how did you get through that adversity?
I say my parents, my family for sure, and some of my closest friends that go to my college. But it was hard because it took me a minute to realize. I'm not gonna lie, like I used to be mad, like why is this happening? Why is this happening? But it prepared me to like my next chapter. So like you might have to the good players, some good like if you seen the league, sometimes some good players come off the bench. I had to look at like, for example, Lou Will. He's a good player that could have started, but he chose to come off the bench. And then coming off the bench was a different type of scenery because you get to watch the game before you go in, so you don't make the same mistakes as like the starters. But the outcome ended up being good. We end up winning the championship. So I forever be grateful for that. That moment.
Awesome.
But it took me a while to adjust to that though.
And and imagine so, man. It's kind of hard to go through that stuff sometimes, and to still keep that energy and that want to like to play the game and be at your best. So,
But
um,
that year I still was able to, get 1,000 points. So I got my 1,000 points in that time frame. So it
oh,
was
that's good
good. I
stuff.
was still able to,
Put
do what
up
I had to do.
buckets.
Yeah.
So you talked about winning the championship, man, and that's just and back to back, right? Like just really those winning ways. But talk to us a little bit about being the HBCU All Star game, man. I had to bring you to some really amazing opportunities. I think All Star, and I don't know if it was NBA had some HBCU games, but what were some of your All Star experiences?
It was dope. I actually got to intern the year before in Phoenix. So, but it's totally different from actually being in the game. But being in the game, it was actually dope. You got to meet new people across the world that go to the different HBCUs. Got to meet fans, take pictures, interviews, media. Uh, you know, go to the
Okay.
Spurs game. It was a good experience overall, and I'm
So
forever
break
grateful
that
for it.
down. Let's talk about the internship first. So what was the role in the internship, and which one was that? Because I know there was a couple. San Antonio had something, I think, and then Phoenix had something. So for your internship part, what was the role? And
Uh,
just
Okay. So in Phoenix, the year before my senior year, I got to intern for CBS. So I have my undergrad in mass media arts. So I was able to, work behind the scenes and do, the
oh
media
wow,
with CBS for the game to be, televised. So I got to see like how, the sets were, the cameras, what they say behind the scenes, the cues. So it was a totally new experience and a good experience for me for the intern part.
absolutely, especially with them and just the content that they've done and produced over the years. So then, what was some of the playing experience that you had, like during any of the All Star stuff?
The experience was fun, going to it. So we did BAM testing. So they did our 40 run, our verticals, our shuttle runs. So doing those things, knowing I'm gonna have to do it again, for my next,
Next
my
level.
next level. So preparing me for that was good. I had good numbers. I felt like I did good for it to actually be my first time. And then, just getting to meet new brothers and sisters that go to these different HBCUs. That was amazing itself. And we all have one common goal, and that's two, graduate and then play basketball. So it was it was a good experience.
So seeing those other and my bad MH, but seeing those other HBCUs, and I think you're really kind of on record for putting that like that on your back to carry your schools, and not only yours but others, to really say like, no, we're not second tier, we're not lower level tier, like we get buckets here as well. So I can make it to my next level from here. And I'm gonna, like you said, man, I'm gonna find a way or make a way.
Right.
Um did that really, seeing those other brothers in the HBCUs and working with them and then turning them, and that kind of make it stronger for you to push for HBCU and the HBCU experience, or was it something that you had and then that just added on to it?
No, it definitely is stronger because if you say Howard, Hampton, I feel like Clark Atlanta is right there. FAMU is right there with those prestigious top schools. So it don't make me no difference. HBCUs, we all try to come as one, like I said, like to make our voices heard.
I love it. And in this day and age of college athletes, we often don't hear the graduate part that you mentioned when it comes to athletes.
Mhm.
There's a lot of things that we hear, but we don't hear a graduate. How important is academics to you, and when did that become important to your overall success?
Great
That's
question.
definitely first. One thing about my mom, she never played about that. Like I slip up sometimes. Being a kid, growing up, doing dumb stuff, she'll get on me about it, and I used to look at her like, "What's the issue?" But to for her to see me walk across the stage twice, well, three because I have my associates as well, but I didn't get to walk across the stage with that one. But her seeing me accomplish these things was just a smile on her face. But she definitely used to get on me if I'm slacking, getting a C in this class. like it took me a while to actually like take my grades serious. Like, because as a kid you just want to play basketball. So I
No
never
doubt.
failed a class. I never failed a class, but just like I might have a C on this one or a C. So once by my 12th grade year, it was just A's and B's from there. So
So
she
I mean, you even mentioned the internship that you did, and what I loved about today's athlete, not only are you guys show your versatility on the court or on the field, but you guys show your versatility just with academics, who you are as a person, your hobbies or your other ventures that you guys kind of get into. So how are you developing yourself off the court as well as on the court, during those times at Clark Atlanta?
Clark. Okay, so when I first got to Clark, like I said, I just want to play basketball. So my mom used to tell me like, you gotta nowadays you need multiple streams of income. You got to do this. You got to do that. And
Yeah.
a kid, a 17-year-old, 18-year-old kid just to his mom just brushing it off like, okay, mom, I hear you talking. Like, we always think we don't know what our mom's talking about, but eventually, moms know what's best. So it was just different events at Clark, different opportunities in Atlanta, period. So, she making sure I'm on it with this, making sure I'm on it with that, and then connecting with other people. So that's what made me, I connected with someone to get to Phoenix to do that, to see what it is to be on TV. So that connection, then you might have an interview here for this connection. So just getting your face out more and connecting with people, it helps build your brand.
And that's a great point MH kind of brought up, and I think brings us to this like natural, segment or just section where we talk about now. Um, and we say kids, but college kids have to really focus on that business aspect of the game, right? So not
Yes.
only academia, not only what you do in your sport, but then you also have to focus on building your brand. How was that experience for you and at an HBCU? And I'm talking like name, image, and likeness and all that stuff.
It definitely. Okay, so for my school, I was the first person to ever like go through the NIL phrase. Like I was the first one to have the NIL stuff. So we had before our new athletic director came, we had an old athletic director. So like a lot of people don't know, like I had to constantly because I was the first one, so they was new to this as well. It was just coming out. So I had to, sign a lot of papers. I had to have meetings to make sure like I'm doing the right thing, I'm getting my money, I'm not using, like the school type of facilities or having their logo. It was just a lot. And then, it started, NIL started growing. So I started hearing from bigger companies that I never thought I would hear from. Shout out to my mom that helped me, connect with those big companies as well. So as it was getting bigger and bigger, we ended up getting a new athletic director. He was on board with, what I was doing and, making sure like I'm getting my right money and I'm not, the same rules that apply, but it
And
was
not
a
messing up
smooth,
your
it was
scholarship, right? Not messing
yeah,
up your future. Like there's a lot of rules
definitely.
around what that
It's
money comes into play,
definitely
right?
a lot of rules. See, and people think it's just oh, you do this, you get money. Like it's I tell them like sometimes it's not about the money. Like I used to think it was about the money, but whole time it's not about the money. Like you have to do things. It's not just like, oh, you do this, you get money. It's bigger than that. But yeah,
Truly,
so
truly building a brand, right? And
definitely,
that's why you have
definitely
to be, making sure you're doing the authentic brands that are going to support you,
that fits you.
that fit you, not put you in a bad position. Man. So, I mean, lucky for you, you had some really dope brands. I mean, Beats
No,
is not bad,
definitely,
and
definitely.
Rap Snacks, and I think you had something with Snap, man. So, how was it working with some of those brand partners?
It was amazing. It was like a dream come true because whoever thought like I get connection with Beats, Rap Snacks, Snapchat from an HBCU. That takes me back on my starting my own journey and starting my own route and to have people that come from the same situation I come from follow. So
Absolutely. Hand clap to you, man, because that is
thank
big.
you.
And the fact that you even said, um, you're starting that, right? Like you were that pioneer for that. And so now, we always say we stand on the shoulders of giants, man. So you created that way. So now these brands don't see Clark Atlanta as like somewhere that they can't go. Like you said, yes, we know Howard and Gramble and things like that, but Clark is in the mix because of you. So definitely hand clap to you.
Thank you.
And then shout out to Momager, right? So you got a mom
Definitely.
manager.
Shout out mom. Shout out mom. She
And, and
she work she works hard. Like she works so hard behind the scenes. Like even days like I don't see her like working, or if I'm asleep, she's working. So big shout out to my mom.
absolutely, absolutely.
So mom built it. You and your mom built this thing from scratch.
From scratch, from the
You
ground
know,
up.
and what it's manifested into. I guess take us back for the athletes that are listening here or that are trying to figure out how to build their brand as they making those transitions. We just had Lolo, who is a flag football player, is going to HBCU next year. So I know she's right in the middle of this as well. What was the process of you guys building the brand, connecting with those different organizations and companies, and making sure it still is true to Jalen?
It's definitely hard, I'll say. But I like to this. I'm learning still. Like I'm 22 years old, but I'm still learning. Like to don't accept no. That's the biggest thing. So my mom, she definitely doesn't accept no. So she kept trying, kept using her resources, connections. That's the biggest thing, connecting. Like I'm still learning how to connect with people to this day and not accept no. So them the two biggest things that can take it a long way, and that I have to learn still to this day is just connecting with people, and then not accepting the word no.
So how was it like with working with Open Doors, right? Like they're one of the NIL platforms, and I got to see, you put out like what your different markations are or price points, I should say, to work with you. How was it working with that platform?
Open Doors was definitely dope. They got to, I work with them with Snapchat, so I'm getting paid just to basically just, you know, show them my HBCU world, my life, like what I do. When I wake up, I go to practice, I go to the CAF class, so they got to see, definitely homecoming. They got to see different things in my daily routine. So it was definitely dope.
You got anything else? You ready for them quick hits, MH?
I'm ready for the quick hits. We want to touch on. I'm ready for the quick hits. My fault, brother. Answer my own question. So, Jalen, this is just some random questions. If you don't know by now, I'm pretty a random person. So, they're just straight from the hip type things. Your favorite way to spend a day off? What is it?
Can you say that one more time?
What's your favorite way to spend a day off?
Spend a day off. If it's not basketball, I say just in the house on the game.
What's the
What's the
game?
game? Yeah.
I play 2K, NCAA, GTA, MLB. I play sports games. I play a lot of sports games. So
What you on
you know,
Xbox or you on what you?
PlayStation 5.
Yeah, I know you. Sorry then.
No, no. I just had to beat up on somebody before I got on here. So I
uh,
ain't played the game in 3 days. I had to do some
you had to
catching
do
up.
you had to do something to somebody. I got you. You already kind of mentioned your music, but what's kind of your favorite artist? Who you listening to right now?
I listen to a lot of artists, but definitely NBA YoungBoy. Like
Okay.
mainstream NBA YoungBoy. But if you go from my city,
Yeah,
I
let's hear your
a lot
city.
of my friends, is rappers. I'm just gonna give a shout out. So
Let's do it.
we got this group, a bunch of rappers, New Dallas. I'm gonna start from my city first. We got New Dallas. Um, I have a homeboy that rap by name his name is Jalen too. He go by J Wop. He rap. I have another partner that rap. His name is Miles. He go by name Cashy Miles. I got a lot of people that I'm close with that rap. And then from my college, I got a teammate named T Mike. He rap. I have my old teammate Chris. He raps as well. So I got a lot of. I be around a lot of music, but
Okay.
mainstream, I say NBA YoungBoy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mainstream, you listen to the new Clips album?
Who?
Clips? You listen to them?
Nah.
Oh man, we gotta put you on that.
I don't listen to him.
Go hit that on Spotify.
I don't listen to him.
What's your favorite meal? Breakfast, lunch, or dinner?
Breakfast all day.
I'm with you. Nicknames. I know JDub is one, but any other nicknames you go by?
Dub.
I love
That's it. That's it.
Is there one job that you would never ever do? I know you still young, but
One job I never do.
yeah.
Let me see. It's a lot of them, but the main one.
This boy getting paid by Snapchat, man. There's a lot of stuff that he ain't gonna be doing.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, probably
Don't get in trouble.
Some with cleaning. I don't know. Wait, let me think. No, I gotta think because it's a lot of.
Remember I said no janitorial services.
Shout out to them though. I'm not bashing them or nothing. So
Nah.
shout out to them. But yeah, I probably won't do that or anything like zoo-ish. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, never mind. I'm not cleaning nothing.
I ain't mad at you, man. My uncle had me doing some landscaping stuff in high school, and I said, "Boy, I'm getting to the books. I'll never do this. This part of the
They make a lot of money.
They do. They make bread, but I can make bread a different way.
One day I seen somebody like they was cleaning the windows, but they was high in the sky. I was like,
they make some money. Shout out JDub if you want to do that too, man. I'm praying for you. My last one, I got two more. My bad. A famous person in history that you would want to spend a day with.
Michael Jackson.
Oh, okay.
There it is.
I love it.
Michael
Apple
Jackson.
or Android?
Wait, let's go back on that. Wait. Like Mike, not on nothing weird. Just, because they probably think like, oh, you want to spend time with Michael Jackson? No. Mike is like my top artist.
we were still on Darsky and Mike. We weren't even on the other.
Yeah, I don't want to go Neverland and all that fairy tale. No,
we with you. We know, like
just have a conversation. You know.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Apple or Android? My last one.
Apple.
Yes, sir.
That was worth the price of admission.
Now, because the people probably think like, oh, you want to be around Mickey Mouse and all this water balloon. Nah, just chill.
What was the little monkey's name? What was the little monkey's name?
Bubbles.
Bubbles the temp or something like that. Yeah, I'm not doing all that. Right. Just give you doubt, have a conversation with you.
I don't know. You were doing so good. And then MH always brings us that we went so damn left. I love it though. And I'm gonna say, Jalen, I wasn't thinking that, man. I was like, oh shoot, because with our age and what you listen, I was like, man, Mike Jack, okay, respect it. Okay. Anyway. Conversation.
Yeah.
And I mean, and with all the people you were around, that you guys that rap and stuff, and just being around music, he's a musical genius, right? Like just really talented. So we're gonna keep it at that for Michael.
Yeah.
All right, man. Let's jump into the winner's circle, man. Here, man, we just want to talk about the next level, right? This is what you've been putting in the work for. This is the time in COVID where you were, in a weird space and just had to make the best of it and still put the work in and improve, man. So that next level for you is, playing pro ball. And, we're excited to hear kind of some of the pre-show work we were doing. We're talking with you and talking with your mom, Miss Momager. You were recently down in our neck of the woods, man. You were down here in Vegas. Most people know that the NBA's home in the summer is Las Vegas, and you were down here for a tryout, man. So tell us what you can. I don't know if there's some things that you're not allowed to share too, right? But let us know about some of the teams and how the process went.
First off, I'm gonna start by it's definitely hot out there. 112 degrees is insane. It was hot. Walking the strip, I felt like my feet was swelling up. It was definitely hot, but the experience overall, it was definitely thanks to God, it was definitely a blessing. Being into an invite only tryout with 56 teams.
Oh wow!
teams from the NBA or, overseas. So to showcase my talent, to those coaches and being one of the youngest in there because it was other pros. One guy, he used to play on the championship team with the Warriors. There's been guys that was second year, pros, 10-year pros. So just being the youngest and learning how to adapt to them, for that moment, it was definitely dope and definitely a blessing. So I wouldn't trade that for anything.
Yeah, so talk to us about the workout. How do they? I mean, for what you can share, how do they set it
Oh,
up? Is just runs or what it is like?
when you first get in, you introduce yourself to everybody. Then you get your little jersey. We started with stretches, to get the blood flowing in your body. Then we did a 3-man weave. Of course, every basketball player do 3-man weave. Then we did a bunch of shooting. It was a bunch of shooting drills. 3v3, and then we translated it to 5-on-5, and then that was about it.
Now, my fault.
No, you good.
Real quick. So my brother, one of my little brothers played and had a similar experience. But is there something that you learned? I feel like that's almost in some ways where like your mind can open up because there's teams from Greece, there's teams from all over interested in great basketball players. So is there something that you learned or that's caught you by surprise during that time in that workout?
You just gotta learn. It's different. The rules out there is different, so you just learning those rules as you go. But it was definitely like I'm one step closer to my dream. Like my dream was about to really come true. So just keeping that in the back of my mind while I'm showcasing, because you're not supposed to just go out there and try to do too much, because that's how you mess up. So just playing your game and knowing what you do best. That's what I was just thinking when I went out there. So, but I'm
And listen,
definitely one step closer to my dream. So it's definitely amazing.
and part of it is listening to coaching, right? Showing that you can take coaching,
Definitely.
follow a drill and things like that. Now, how
Definitely.
long was the tryout? Was the tryout like a 1 day, a 2 day?
It was a 1 day,
Okay,
about 3 hours.
okay,
Yeah.
nice. Was there any contacts that you made in that, right? Like, sometimes they have different scouts, different people running the drills. Sometimes they have NBA, sometimes they have team people running that. Was there any connections you made in there, or with some of the players too, right? That is on that same journey with you, that maybe because you said you were the youngest guy, maybe there was some wisdom or something, that was imparted with you with some of those guys.
Definitely. The people that ran it, they been in the NBA side, skills training, all that, and definitely meeting the new players, because at first they thought I was, already a pro, and I was just telling them like I'm just coming out of college. So just to hear their story and then for them to hear mine, it was pretty dope for the little 3 hours that we had. So
That's good stuff. And last quick one I have for you. How is the agent process right now? Are you signed to an agent? Are you looking for an agent? And if you could share kind of what that process is like.
it's basically just like, so first off, my mom is she is kind of like my agent for now, but we definitely been in talks with multiple agencies. So we just waiting just to make sure that's the right fit for me and the right fit for me going forward. Because like I said, my dream is right there. So just making sure, got to go over contracts and stuff. But with agencies, it's basically just like, recruitment all over again from picking a college. So you just basically just gotta, not, I wouldn't say wait your turn, but just make sure that's the right fit for you going forward for your next step. So
Well, we got a couple agents friends that watch the show and support the show, man. So definitely might want to put them in the loop, or just kind of, because like you said, it is a two-way street, right? You have to do your homework on the agents to see if it's a fit and they're working for you,
right,
and then you want to do the same thing to see if they believe in and see your talents and where, keep it real with you on where they think they can help, where they think you can go, and then how they can help you.
right.
Yeah, I was just going to say the same thing on that. EJ is, everything that you said about relationships from experience. It's all about relationships, and remember that they're here to help you and your moms out. Sometimes I think athletes get lost and you almost feel like you're working for them. So, keep that in mind as you go through that process, man. But I'm excited for you to hear about it. I guess competition wise, just kind of with the workout and everything like that. I know you did your thing. I know they play physical internationally,
Oh no,
so
definitely,
talk about
definitely.
the physicality of the workout because I know it was there.
Definitely. I was definitely sore after the workout. I mean, I'm pretty sure they was too, but a lot of screens, hard fouls, but the workout, it was, I'm a basketball player. This is what I do for a living, so it wasn't that bad, but I was definitely sore.
So you
Nice.
mentioned a little bit of Vegas being hot, and we want to keep you nice and as a good young man that you are. But how did you enjoy Vegas as an adult now?
It was it was cool. Me and my mom had fun. She was just like every little minute she was like, so would you come back now? I remember when you told me you said you never want to come back to Vegas again. But I definitely come back. I definitely come back.
Love it. We appreciate it. We appreciate it. All right. Man, just and everything you've done, man, just your fight, your push for HBCUs, that whole making the way and like blazing the path. Just so proud of you, man. Two
Thank you.
degrees, well, truly three, but 2 degrees that you kind of walked across that stage, man. Just continued kudos, man. But I definitely want to talk about one of the things is you launching or starting the kind of sickle cell awareness foundation, man. Just another thing on your plate that just is just amazing, and I want to shout from the highest raptor just to talk about that. But talk to us about why you started that, and then what the goal of that foundation is.
I started that because I have a little cousin. He's like my brother, but I have a little cousin that was diagnosed with sickle cell when he was born. He turned 7 August 3rd, but just seeing him, I don't see it as often, but when I was there, because I was in college, but when I was here, seeing him like having to constantly go to these appointments, constantly like he's 6 years old. No kid want to, continue to get stuck with needles, blood, getting blood drawn out of him. He coming home sick, or can't be in this certain weather for this long period of time where you get sick. Like so, just to see him go through that pain or just him in general, and then like in the world, the pain that they have to go through, I feel like I can make a change and I can make a solution to help them out. Because when I was 6 years old, I'm eating hot chips, eating candy, running around, but when he have to go through certain appointments, I seeing him at the hospital, it was just a bad experience, and I don't wish that on nobody. So the work that I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make sure they human just like us. So I'm just trying to make sure that they find a cure and make sure they're as happy as possible as I am. So
Yeah, no, I love that. What are ways that we as Black and Sports Podcasts or our listeners can contribute to help reach your goals with the foundation?
I can definitely send my mom email and send links and stuff like that with different events. It's definitely always events going on. Like recently we just did uh a K walk. I think it was 3K walk downtown Dallas for my cousins. So my mom, my aunts, cousins, and Nana. We all went out there to support him and support all the sickle cell survivors out there. So it's definitely different events that y'all can help with, or the world can help with. So I'll make sure I get that out to y'all.
Awesome, and we'll definitely post that in the show notes, man. And just we're connected on social, so just anytime you guys are doing something, I implore you guys to make sure you tag us in it so we can share that message as well. Even if we can't be in the city, I'm pretty sure there's there's Venmo, Cash App, and other links how we can kind of get our dollars out there. But just that support. So man, kudos to you.
Thank you.
All right, man. So time flies. We know it's a little later for you, but we're kind of getting to that home stretch, man. And this is the part we call the assist. We
Okay.
call it the assist. As you're a basketball player, I'm pretty sure you had a couple of those as well. But this is where you get to share some knowledge, man. You can either give us a quote that you live by, or maybe some words of wisdom that you would give your younger self. But just give us kind of like that assist.
I mean, I have a quote that's by Kevin Durant. You know, hard work beats talent when talent fails to work hard. I always keep that motto. But words of wisdom is just, you know, never give up on your dreams, never give up on yourself. Everybody route is different. Don't look at nobody else's route and think that's your route or that's your destiny. So just, you know, do what you know you do best that fits you. So
Love it. Love it. MH, give us those final thoughts.
JDub, man, it's been an honor talking to you, man. Thanks for staying up a little late with us. You know, as we
definitely thank y'all for having me.
get adjusted with this time change and everything, man. So we really appreciate it, man. But you know, really inspired by your story and continue blessings and prayers for your journey. And you know, come back on us when you averaging 30 in the league somewhere, and you know, you big time. Hope we can get another interview with you.
Yeah,
Most
don't
definitely.
forget us. Don't forget us when you blow up, brother.
I won't.
All right. Hey, last thing, man. Any handles you want on your social or anything you want to kind of give the folks? We're gonna put it in the show notes, but some people just listen to the audio show. So, so you want to give up your social?
Oh yeah, definitely. So my Instagram is the official JDub _. My Snapchat is thatboy_JDub, and then my Twitter is thatboy_JDub as well.
There you go. Well, hey, we want to thank JDub for jumping on the mics with us, man. Like I said, he just had the whirlwind tour coming back from Vegas, you know, making his dreams kind of come true. And plus, there's a couple hours there, so we want to thank him. We want to thank his momager, Miss Evans, also for helping us book this talent and highlighting, showcasing these talents. So we hope you, the people listening, enjoyed this show. You know, we drop new episodes every Thursday. And please, we tell you, subscribe to our YouTube channel, because if you see it, you can be it. And, you know, we're everywhere you listen to podcasts. And how we always end it is we want you to please stay safe, practice gratitude, and know we're rooting for you.
Screaming, all us blacks got is sports and entertainment until we even.
Assuming I'm rooting for everybody that's black. Yeah. Yeah. Assuming I'm rooting for everybody that's black. Look. Assuming I'm rooting for everybody that's black. Spent about 2 racks on handmade new rags. Assuming I'm rooting for everybody that's black. That's everybody from sports to college class to rap.